All right, we're back here at the Buddy Stubbs Historic Motorcycle Museum, and today we're going to get the XR750 up and running. So it's a 1972 Harley-Davidson XR750, the most historical championship flat track motorcycle ever. 29 Grand National Championships on this motorcycle. So what a lot of people might not know about the XR750 is in the early years, the 1970 and the 1971 XR750 were actually iron head versions of the XR750. In 1972, Harley-Davidson put aluminum cylinder heads on the bike, and that's really what made it competitive. The early iron head XR750s are worth a lot more money these days because there's a lot fewer of them out there, but they weren't as competitive as the aluminum head XR750s. The Harley-Davidson KR raced up until 1969, and it just wasn't as competitive with the other makes and models out there. So when Harley started developing the XR750, they actually used the iron head Sportster engine, and they built the XR750 actually from 1970 all the way through 1980. And after 1980, they produced the engines only, and then they had aftermarket chassis that were available. But really, Harley-Davidson only had XR750s available from 1970 to 1980. There's approximately 530 examples out there that were produced. Not sure how many there are today. Cool historical fact, especially being so close to the Evel Knievel heritage like we are here at Buddy Stubbs, is Evel jumped XR750s in some of his most historical jumps. So not only did he race an XR750, but he used them in his big jumps. So today we're going to get the XR750 up and running and show you guys what this bike sounds like. The sound of an XR750 is like nothing else you'll hear anywhere. When you know it, people in the flat track community know when you hear an XR750 running, you know that's what it is.
So on initial startup, turned both fuel valves on, had a bunch of fuel coming out of this overflow on this front carburetor. It's something simple, but usually happens when bikes sit for a decent amount of time. The float sticks, so often what you gotta do is just give it a couple taps, the float loosens up and shuts the fuel off. Problem fixed.
This is a modern day Harley-Davidson starter, and I want to get a weight on it and see what this thing actually weighs. About 7.5 pounds. So the XR750 does not have a starter. We have to use a starter cart to get it running. And one of the main reasons is weight savings. So that's 7.5 pounds that you can take off the bike. Anytime you're racing, you want to have the lightest actually machine you can have and the most power. So having a remote starter makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so originally back in 1972, this bike was just bump start only. So you'd see guys stall their bikes, have to go push the bike up to the staging lanes, get it running again. Well, we were able to outfit this one with an external starter and a starter cart. So we've got some upgraded parts so we don't have to necessarily bump start it every single time. I think we're ready. On the XR750 up and running project, under 2 hours once again. So comment below, let us know what bike you want out of the museum running next, and we'll try to do our best to get that bike out and get it running. We'll see you here at Buddy Stubbs Harley-Davidson.